confused, disoriented, not knowing where I was at or what had just happened. Yeah, that was me 4 years ago. My wife walked in and found me laying in the floor, slipping in and out of consciousness. She took me to the doctor, of which I don't even remember, and then on to the emergency room or into the hospital I went. Normal for your blood glucose level should be around 150. Mine, 786. There are two types of diabetes. There's a type 1 and a type 2. Type 1 is you're born with it. It's usually discovered in your adolescent years or before you turn 20. After that, there's type 2 diabetes. That's where 90 to 95% of us fall into the category of diabetics, according to the American Diabetic Association. The American Diabetic Association also says there's 26 million of us. So that's a pretty high factor of type 2 diabetics. You say, well, what are the risk factors? And am I going to be affected by it? Or you may even say, it doesn't affect me. Well, yeah, it does. You are at risk if you are between the ages of 40 and 50, because this is where it usually shows up in our body, that we haven't taken care of it for all those years. It's relational to the amount of belly fat that you have around your waist. If you have a family history, anyone in your family has ever had it, you're at risk. If you have high blood pressure, or if you have a sedentary lifestyle, these are all factors that put you at risk. The way that you can offstay type 2 diabetes, and I wish someone would have told me this earlier in life, or if I would have heeded to the advice, is changing your lifestyle early. Developing a well-balanced diet and exercise can help reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes. Here are some facts and tips that I did that helped me out. I lost over 68 pounds. I made it a staple in my life to walk a minimum of 2 miles, or at least 14 miles a week. Now I've started riding a bicycle, and I've lowered my stress levels. You say, what are the symptoms? Well, according to WebMD, the symptoms are simple. They're blurred vision, extreme fatigue, high rates of urination, and also consistently thirsty. How does diabetes really affect you? Some people think it's just something that you just take a couple of shots and you're over it. Well, that's not really the case. It affects you in many different ways if you don't control it. It can cause kidney failure. So we all know what happens there. You only have two. When those go, it's dialysis. It can cause your pancreas to quit making insulin totally. Well, they can do a pancreas, they can change it out, or they can do the surgery to give you one. But the thing is, when they do that, you have to take medications to keep your body from rejecting a foreign material inside of your body. Also, you could lose your eyesight. Possible blindness due to ulcers on the back of your eyes. Last but not least is liver failure. There is no treatment for liver failure. There are different stages that you go through as a diabetic when you're first diagnosed. You lose that sense of invincibility. You go through depression, denial. Last but not least, you have to come to a level of acceptance. I want to talk to you today just simply, real quickly, about how you can stave this dreaded disease off. Adapting a lifestyle change is the only way to really stave it off. You've got to pay attention to the foods you eat. It's not just the obvious ones that are listed with sugar, but it's stuff like this that has white flour, like white bread, white rice, starches. These all turn to sugars. High greasy caloric intake also turns into sugar. Foods loaded with preservatives, This can turn into sugar. One of the things that I personally did is I made it a point to stop ordering by numbers at restaurants. However convenient, it destroys your body over time. Exercise. According to the Mayo Clinic, exercise is one of the #1 ways to stave it off. Start walking 30 minutes per day. Take the stairs at work. Park at the back end of the parking lot. Finally, become a nutrition label number reader. Learn and be aware of what your body can take and what it can't. Finally, in conclusion today, changing your lifestyle now could save your life later on and save you from having this dreaded disease. Remember, take a walk with your wife or your significant other. This builds communication levels and also cuts down on your risk. Remember to read your nutrition labels. And finally, I ask you, will you help you? It's only your life and health that is at stake. Thank you.